2006, 7, 8, 9. I was earning $50,000 a month. I was earning $50,000 a month, had 30 employees, and then the market crashed. I was so broke, I couldn't pay attention. Like maybe you've been before. I was under so much stress that one late night, I was coming down South Watt. I was on a back street, like maybe you've been on a back street before. I was pushing it, like maybe you pushed it on a back street before. I was in a head-on collision with a BMW truck, one of those minivan type things. The thing hit me so hard, the vehicle hit me so hard, I still don't remember what happened. All I know is it spun me around 7 times. The windshield busted in my face. At the time of the accident, my phone was plugged in to the charger, and it was spinning around in the air. It was ringing. It was ringing. The windshield had busted in my face. When they got me out of the car, they thought I was beheaded. They thought I had been decapitated. You know, unequivocally, unapologetically, immediately I started speaking to that situation. They was taking me to the hospital, and I said, I'm the healed. I'm gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. When I got to the hospital, all my children were around the table. They said, Dad, are you okay? Is everything all right? I told them, I'm gonna be all right. I'm blessed. I'm healed. I'm gonna be okay. In your worst of times, you got to speak and release the blessing. The blessing is in your mouth. You want your team to grow? Start telling your team, hypothetically, tell them, little Sally, you gonna help 5 families this week. She gonna say, really? I don't, yes, I'm believing you're gonna help 5 families. You gotta tell your team, you gotta speak to your team and get your team together and tell them that this is gonna be a record-breaking month for them because they need the reassurance. You see, we all need the reassurance from time to time. And I'm on an appointment to share with you that it's time to release the blessing. It came back, I came back, I was out for 30 days. They thought I was gonna be paralyzed. They thought out my face, I wouldn't see no more. The windshield had busted in my face, and glory be to God. I'm telling you, I didn't break one bone. That glass could have put my eyes out. That glass could have slivered my throat. But I'm a tither and a giver. I'm a blessed man. I am blessed and highly favored. And I'm telling you unapologetically, don't you apologize for being blessed. Don't you apologize for being great. If you're going to see greatness one day, it's because you're speaking greatness over your life. If you're going to see massive increase, it's because you're speaking it over your life. There's a reason God told him in Joel 3:10, let the weak say I'm strong, because it releases the blessing. You got to release the blessing to say, no, I'm blessed. No, you might be dealing with the worst situation of your life. You may have someone in your life that is so negative and so offbeat that you have to let them go. See, everybody is not designed to go into the promised land. Everybody's not made to go into the promised land. Oftentimes, when we want the most for people to chime in, they don't. Sometimes the people you believe in the most for can help you out. They don't. Sometimes you have a spouse who doesn't see it. Release the blessing over her. Sometimes you have team members that are struggling and they really need someone to help them. Remember what I said to you? Picasso said, everything you can imagine is real. Picasso said, everything you can imagine is real. I talked to you before about Michelangelo. He said, I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. He said, I saw the angel in the marble. What is your marble? The marble is the blessing. You release that blessing like Michelangelo did, like Picasso said. If you can imagine it, it's real. Just remember that you got to think universal abundance. You got to think that this is your time. You got to remember Proverbs 18 and you got to remember Proverbs 16 and 23. It says, the heart of the wise teacheth his mouth. You know, you might say, Michael, it's uncomfortable for me to say these things because, you know, I'm a very shy person. I'm not outgoing this way. Well, the last part of Proverbs 16:23 says, the heart of the wise teacheth his mouth and addeth learning to his lips. See, you got to teach your mouth that in every situation when you normally might say, this is getting on my dang nerves. Oh my gosh, you're making me sick. I can't deal with this no more. Say, you know what? Instead of saying that, you teach your mouth. Given these situations, I see that all things work. Romans 8:28, all things work together for good for those that love the Lord and are called according to their purpose. All things work together for good for me because I'm blessed. You got to teach yourself how to speak the blessing. Remember, out of your mouth is only coming two things, life or death, or God is a liar. So, and it's impossible for God to lie. Numbers 23:19, God is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. And if he said it, he's going to do it. And once he blesses, he cannot reverse. So I'm here to tell you that you are a blessing. You are the righteous. You can do this thing. It's time for you to release the blessing over your life. You release the blessing over your day. Release the blessing over your circumstances. Release the blessing over your corporation. Release the blessing over your sales team. Release the blessing over your office. Release the blessing over everything in your control or influence. Release the blessing over your children. Release the blessing over your finances. Every day, I speak to my finances and I say, my finances are increasing exponentially. Income is coming from unexpected areas. Remember that I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful in every area of my life. You got to speak the blessing. That's your responsibility over your team, over your family, over your situation, and over your circumstances. It's time for you to release the blessing. All of this makes me think of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela went to prison for 27 years for absolutely no crime. He was helping in the apartheid families that were getting murdered. Nelson Mandela had been in prison for 20 plus years. He was interviewed. And they said to him, they asked him, I said, well, you have to be upset. I mean, you have to be angry. You have to be miserable that you've been in prison for 27 years for something 20 years you haven't even done. He said, no, I'm not upset and I'm not angry. In fact, I feel good about it. I'm actually happy that it happened to me. Matiba, in jail 20 years. This is him releasing the blessing. He said, no, actually, I'm grateful that it happened. It gave me an opportunity to find myself. And I know that great things will happen to me. Great things will happen for me. Nelson Mandela, that was a pivotal point in his life. The fact that he had given and he had the character to forgive those that wrongfully imprisoned him for 20 years. Now, that's a whole lot of character right there. 20 years in prison and said, no, I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I forgive them. Nelson Mandela came out of prison and was the first president after the apartheid came out in South Africa and received award after award after award. And I truly believe that that was a pivotal moment in his life, like you, like when I was sleeping in my car and I had lost it all. I mean, I remember standing in that mirror after the accident and my team was saying, what are we going to do now? Everyone had quit. I was down from 30 people down to 2. Sometimes all the resources get reduced and wiped out. So you can't take no credit. So all the glory is God. Sometimes you're just so knocked out. You're just tired. You're so sick and tired. You're sick and tired of sick and tired. But don't you say that. You speak to that situation and release the blessing. I'm telling you, my team said to me, all of 2 people, one who was handicapped, bless her heart, who couldn't really get around that much. She said, Diamond, what are we going to do now? I said, we're about to have a record-shattering month. Everything is going to be all right. And when I shut that door and went in my office, they had a big glow on their face. They were like, oh, this is great. Everything's going to be all right. I'm telling you, I broke into tears. You might be in a situation where you are crying. You might be in a situation like me. You might be in a situation where you've had to wrestle with depression and anxiety and fear, like me. Maybe you've been in a situation where everything is falling apart for you and you're doing the song and dance for everybody. Everybody thinks everything's okay in your life, but you know you're under attack. I'm on assignment to tell you today, release a blessing. Speak positivity, speak life,